Hi, everybody. I'm so glad to be back. Time for another lecture and another tournament. I hope y'all all do well. I'm kind of going to talk to you about how to think about hands, thinking about what you know about specific hands based on the bidding. And it's actually kind of amazing all the information that's available to you if you just take a moment to think about it. Think of all the times that you said, well, if I had known that they had the ace of hearts or the king of diamonds or five spades, I would have played the hand totally different. Well, you know what? Maybe you did know. Maybe there was something in the auction that could have given you that clue. So, what we're going to do is take a look at one auction. We're going to go over it. Then I want you to take a moment to think about it. I want you to pause the video after we get the auction up there and you have a chance to look. Get a piece of paper. I want you to write down all the things that you know. Okay. What is their strength? What does each person's hand look like? What's the shape of their hand? And this hand, think about where the spades are. Nobody ever bid spades. What happened to that? So, high card points, number of cards in specific suits, and the probable distribution. Then, what we'll do is we'll go through, you and I together, to think about all the things that you might have considered. So let me give you the auction. So here you go. North passed. East bid one heart. South passed. West bid one no trump. And we're just going to assume standard bidding. Okay. North now overcalled two diamonds. Then three clubs by East. South raised to three diamonds. West passed again. Now pass. Now East bids three hearts. And it goes pass, pass, pass. So why don't you pause now and think about that option. I want to know how many high card points each position has. I want to know what their distribution looks like, what's the shape of their hand, and just think of all those things that you might know. When you're ready, restart the video, and then I'm going to kind of walk through and tell you what I think about the hand, what I think the important parts to consider about the auction were. And let's see how close we get to matching each other, okay? All right. So pause and restart when you're ready. Okay. I hope you are. I hope you're ready. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and put up, share my slide again. So as I'm talking, you can see what I'm going through. And of course, you have a handout that you can go print off the ACBL site where you got the link to this lecture and download the notes yourself. But I'm going to share them now as we're talking because I think it might be easier for you to follow along. So, first thing you might want to do is look and see if North and South are playing week two bids. Look at their card and see, would North have opened two diamonds? Did he have that option to open two diamonds as a week two bid? If he did not, then you probably know that he only has five diamonds for his two diamond bid. You should also think he probably doesn't have five spades because he had enough points to overcall. So if he had five spades and five diamonds, probably would have opened the bidding, wouldn't he? He doesn't have at least 12 high card points because he didn't open. I believe he probably has two hearts and two clubs and probably four spades. If North had a singleton heart and four spades and three clubs, then it might have gone one heart, pass, one no trump double, right? He might have doubled thinking I'm short in hearts and I could play in spades, diamonds, or clubs. So that would have been a much more flexible bid for him to make. Now, why do I think he has four spades? Well, as you'll see as we go along describing the other people's hands, where I come up with that idea. Okay. So East overcalled a heart and then bid three clubs and then bid three hearts. So from his heart bid, we know he has at least 12 points and five hearts. Then over two diamonds, he bid three clubs. So now five hearts and four clubs. Okay. but his third bid was 3 hearts. If he had 5 hearts and 5 clubs, wouldn't he have just bid, if he's going to bid, wouldn't he bid clubs again? He's obviously got a strong hand, right? He took 3 bids and his partner only ever just chirped out 1 no trump. So I think East has 6 hearts and 4 clubs, and then some number of spades and diamonds. We have to think about the rest of the hands to come up with that. Okay, so 6 hearts and 4 clubs probably. And I believe he has a good hand. And I'm thinking 16 plus, something like that. South did not overcall a spade. Of course, we know he doesn't have a whole great hand, right? He did raise diamonds to the 3 level and then pass throughout. So we don't have as much information about the South hand as we might have about some of the other hands. And West bid 1 no trump over 1 heart. Okay, well, West does not have 4 spades. We know that absolutely. So let's think about that. We said East is 6-4, and West does not have 4 spades. There's an awful lot of spades out there somewhere, and they're in North and South. Why did neither North nor South ever bid spades? They must be kind of evenly spread between their 2 hands, right? If one of them had really long spades, they might have chosen to bid them at some point. We know East is short in spades, only has 1 or 2 probably, and West does not have 4, so the most they have is 3. So North-South have a spade bid, I think. They haven't bid spades, so no one has a lot of spades. We also know that West did not raise clubs or after the 3 diamond bid, so he probably doesn't have 4 or 5 clubs. His partner made a free bid at the 3 level. He didn't have to bid, he chose to bid clubs. If West had 8 or 9 points and 4 or 5 clubs, he might have raised clubs, right? But he didn't, he passed. And then he passed 3 hearts. His partner showed 6 hearts, at least 6 hearts, at least 4 clubs. Strong hand. And West passed. So it could be for 2 reasons. One, that he only has 1 heart, or it could be that he has 2 hearts but is low points, just that 6 or 7 points, something like that. Now let's think just for a second. We know that North and South have at least 8 diamonds between their 2 hands, and I think they probably have 9. Right? South doesn't have a strong hand, but he raised at the 3 level. He bid 3 diamonds. We know he has some length in hearts because West doesn't have hearts. So things are getting kind of, why would he bid at the 3 level with only 3 diamonds? Partner's a passed hand. So I think it's likely he has 4. So West does not have 4 spades. He's got to have some diamonds because East doesn't have many diamonds. If he had 5 clubs, he would have raised clubs. So he doesn't have 5 for sure. And over 3 hearts, even with 4 clubs, if he only had 1 heart, he would have probably bid 4 clubs. All right, so this is what I'm thinking. I think North has around 10 high card points or so, 10-ish. I think he has 4 spades, 2 hearts, 5 diamonds, and 2 clubs. That would make it sensible that over a 1 heart, 1 no trump bid, he would just bid diamonds, bid 2 diamonds, not double. Because what would he do? His partner bid clubs, right? Remember, at this point, when he bid 2 diamonds, he didn't know that East had clubs. I think that East has 3 spades, 6 hearts. I don't think he has any diamonds, and I think he has 4 clubs. South, I believe, has 3 spades, 3 hearts, 4 diamonds, and 3 clubs. And I think he's kind of on the upper end of a raise because since he doesn't have any shortness anywhere where he might be able to trump something, then I think he must have 4 diamonds and he must have a little bit stronger hand. And then I think West has 3 spades, because remember, we know he doesn't have 4, 2 hearts, 4 diamonds, and 4 clubs. Since he has 4 clubs, but didn't correct 3 hearts to 4 clubs, then, well, he might not have anyway with 2 hearts, then I think he's kind of on the lower end. Notice those points there, 26 and 15. What does that give us? 41. So, we're kind of guessing about how the points suss out on this hand. I think that East definitely has a really strong hand. Um, if you take that little graph that I've got there and you move change some of the distribution around, give Ace like 5 hearts and 5 clubs and only 2 spades. See how that changes. Now we've got North and South having 8 spades between their 2 hands. They might have worked that out somehow at some point. They might have figured out that they might have a spade then. That's why I think spades might be 4-3-3-3. Remember, West cannot have 4 spades because of that no trump bid. Okay. In addition, other than this, I think, and I don't have this written in the notes, but kind of what I think is that East points are probably concentrated in hearts and clubs. Maybe he has a spade honor as well. I think that West probably has something in diamonds, like maybe a queen or something like that, and maybe a king of spades or something. It's hard for me to think that he would have an honor in hearts and an honor in clubs and not have raised 3 hearts to 4. With 4 diamonds, he kind of knows his partner is going to be short in diamonds. He knows East is short when he has long diamonds. So if he has a club honor and a heart honor, he might have raised 3 hearts to 4. Now, how does all this help you? Well, sometimes what that helps you figure out is what to lead. It might help you decide that East is going to be short in diamonds, so North might decide, or South might decide, if they have something good in spades, that maybe we need to create our spade trick, that our diamond trick is not going to garner us very many tricks. Depending on South's hearts, he might decide to lead a diamond to shorten East's hearts, even though he knows he has 6. The key is that if you stop and think about auctions, what will happen is you will get better and better at seeing how the hands work out. And what you can do is you can go to the newspaper and make sure it's one of the beginning hands, right? And put a piece of paper over the hand, and then look at the auction and decide what you think the hands look like and see how close you get, right? So that's a pretty good way to do it. The other thing that you might be able to do is you can, sorry, my mind went blank for a second. The other thing you can do is some of the hands that you see in the bulletin or something like that, where somebody's giving you an auction and then they're going to talk to you about the hands, you can take a look at that. See how good you can get. Make it a game if you're the dummy. Think about the auction and try and think what you think everybody has. And when the hand is over, see how close you got. The more you do it, the easier it will become, and better you will get at it. And just knowing that information sometimes will be the difference between making the killing lead or giving them the over trick. Or, how many times have you cashed your ace when you shouldn't have because it created a trick for them, or didn't cash your ace and then that was the problem, that you lost your trick. So some of those things that we're talking about can really help you when you're trying to decide how to defend a hand, what your opening lead is going to be, should you compete or not compete. So really, like I said, make a game out of it. Give it some thought. Try and see how close you can come to what those hands look like. You'll be surprised how much more focused you get in your defense, in your play, in your opening leads. And just one last thing here, and this is going to be in your notes as well. That's what the hands, I think the hands might look like. So if you look at that hand, you can see that 3 hearts is the limit of the hand. East would definitely have continued to bid. If you're wanting to know why East didn't just bid 2 hearts over 2 diamonds, well, remember, he knows his partner didn't have 4 spades and didn't raise hearts. So his partner probably has linked them one of the minors. And since they're bidding diamonds, could be that partner doesn't have a heart, that might even have a singleton, but yet have a lot of clubs, right? So he wanted to get that club suit in. But then when it went 3 diamonds, he said, well, I'll just bid 3 hearts now and let him know I did have good hearts and I had 6 of them. If you are thinking about it, if we take this heart and take it away and give that, now where does East West want to play? They want to be in clubs, right? It's true that they can make kind of the same amount of high card points, but notice what happens to East with a diamond opening lead. With the diamond opening lead, his hearts, he has to trump right away. South gets in with the king of hearts, plays another diamond. He has to trump again. He plays a club. South wins, plays another diamond. Whoops, all of a sudden, South has more hearts than East. Now, since I gave East such good hearts, it might not matter. He's got the ace of spades, he might escape anyway. But it's something to think about. Think about how you can describe your hand to your partner to get more information and hopefully find your best fit each time. I hope you found this useful. You can send me any questions. I don't think I did quite a good job as explaining as maybe I normally do. I was at a regional bridge tournament over the weekend and played bridge for like 4 days. Gosh, it was great. It was wonderful seeing everybody and playing. I guess sit 5 days, I guess. But I got behind on all of my chores. So anyway, Patty Tucker from Atlanta, Georgia. My email address will be at the bottom of my handout that you can download. If you have any questions, just send me a email. If you have trouble finding it, you can also get me online and I'll send you a copy of the notes. So I hope you have a great time in the online tournament this week or this month and that everything is just wonderful for you. Again, sorry I'm not quite as fluid as I usually am. But I hope you find it interesting and I hope you have fun with it. Bye bye.